dignitaries, Bapco and Banagas management, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, and most honorable guests. Good evening to you all.
Good evening.
Welcome to the most awaited and very special event, the Bahrain National Day celebration. Before we start the meeting, may I kindly ask you to switch your videos on so we can enjoy each other's company. Set yourself on mute if you are not speaking, and you may want to use the common virtual background, the one posted in the chat. As we are celebrating this special National Day, let us hear and sing along with the national anthem of Bahrain. Thank you. May I ask Bapco Toastmaster Club President, Toastmaster Fatema Husain, and Banagas Toastmaster Club President, Toastmaster Amani Salah, to call meeting number 328 and meeting number 114 to order.
Thank you very much, our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Ahmed Najaf. I call meeting number 328 of Bapco Toastmasters Club to order.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ahmed Najaf. I call meeting number 114 for Banagas Toastmasters to order.
Bing!
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. In line with our corporate culture, we start every meeting with SHEQ moment. And SHEQ stands for safety, health, environment, and quality. Tonight's SHEQ moment will be delivered by Toastmaster Yusuf Mukhtar. Toastmaster Yusuf Mukhtar, the screen is yours.
Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Today, I would like to talk to you all about a very much an important topic. It's regarding the COVID-19 situation. As you can all notice that currently we are doing a very good job with the COVID-19 pandemic. Our cases have reduced, but at the same time, we have to be vigilant. It's true, we have a vaccine coming out. It's already being released. Some people already are taking it. But because of National Day, Christmas, New Year, there's a chance that we will be meeting more people in the coming days. So what I would recommend, number one, maintain your social distance, your face mask, and also as much as possible, maintain a good hygiene, wash your hands. And last of all, what I would recommend, since there is a vaccine, don't wait before it's too late. We're at a good stage. If more people take the vaccine, there are good results, and that will actually signify a better control and to also eliminate the virus. And that means it will be ahead of many countries, we are already now ahead, and we can be much more ahead. Thank you all for listening, and that's all for today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yusuf, for a valuable SHEQ moment, and we all look forward to do the vaccine of COVID-19. Now may I call Bapco President, Toastmaster Fatema, and eventually Banagas Toastmaster Club President Toastmaster Amani to deliver their presidential address. Toastmaster Fatema, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much, our dear Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Ahmed Najaf. Mr. Ebrahim Talib, Bapco Deputy Chief Executive, Mr. Hafid Al-Gassab, BMP Project Manager, Mr. Mahmood Mirza, GM Maintenance, Engineering, Ali Abdul Karim, Manager, OPD, Bapco's Management, Banagas Management, Toastmasters dignitaries, and of course, DTM Richard Peck, International President of Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, a very warm evening to you all. Every year, one of the most awaited events in BTMC's calendar is the National Day celebration. On that day, we're used to gathering with our colleagues, friends, families, supporters, and a night full of celebration in a Toastmasters way.
Likewise for Banagas, it has been the same. This time we used to gather, start the celebration with playing the national anthem of the Kingdom of Bahrain, play Bahraini national songs, we eat traditional food, we laugh, we take selfie photos to capture memories.
This year, we're doing the same thing. We are gathered with our colleagues, friends, supporters, and management. The only difference is that we are meeting virtually. So wherever you are logged in from the comfort of your home, from your office, from the US, we're all gathered to celebrate the same thing. So welcome and thank you for joining us.
Around the world, all eyes are on the spread of the COVID-19 virus. The pandemic is challenging communities, healthcare systems, governments, and organizations. But among the many disorienting experiences of 2020 was temporarily shifting the way we work to ensure the health of our partners and the arrival of the virtual platforms as the default social experience. Its flat boxes became the venue-less venue for everything: classrooms, conferences, and meetings. Looking through these peepholes, we see each other's stairways, ceilings, bookshelves, mantels, and headboards. The domestic environment and the ease of connection offered a strange attachment, nothing less than our entire physical experience of the world. Toastmasters is not excluded from this pandemic situation. It taught us to become more united and more connected, and we learned how to fight and succeed to become better communicators and better leaders. We, as members, did not anticipate what will happen to Toastmasters during this situation, but it led us to grow and elevate to the highest, where members are holding each other and having faith that eventually it will get better. And while we are waiting, whatever hardship, challenges, indecisions, and fears that we are facing, we need to remember that these too shall pass. This could not be possible without our dear management who are investing and supporting the club, and the club members who are always committed to the club and gives their all during the meetings.
A few days back, when I was driving on my way to get the vaccine, I was hit by this thought: what other country in this world is doing what Bahrain is doing? Controlling the pandemic spread without restricting the quality of life of its residents, approving a vaccine early on in a very bold and daring move, and encouraging everyone to get it for free. And when I was thinking these thoughts, I was overwhelmed with a deep sense of gratitude that I am living in this country. And I'm sure each and every one of us have these moments where we feel immensely grateful to be living here in Bahrain, governed by its compassionate and courageous leadership. We may joke sometimes to foreigners and introduce Bahrain as this very small island in the Arabian Gulf, but in reality, it is a leader in this world in so many different fields. And tonight, we will celebrate Bahrain and the life of a pillar for Bahrain's development over the past 4 decades. and when we look forward together to the bright future under the incoming futuristic leader. I assure you that we have a program filled with interesting speeches, activities, and we will enjoy each other's company. Tonight, we do have a very special guest among us, and we are extremely honored that he accepted the invitation to be with us. He's joining us all the way from the United States of America, where it is now at 10:30 a.m. But he's not a stranger to Bahrain, and he's not a stranger to Bapco Toastmasters Club, because we were lucky to have him visit our club last year in 2019. He even, when he came to Bahrain, ridden go-kart in the international karting track, so the Formula One. He's none other than the leader of Toastmasters International, the international president, DTM Richard Peck. Please help me welcome him. Say a few words.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatema, for that welcome. And welcome all members of Bapco and Banagas Toastmasters. I remember my first visit to Bapco. I had just landed in Bahrain, my first visit to the country, my first visit to the Middle East. DTM Saleem picks me up and says, "We're going to a club meeting." I thought to myself, do you know how long I've been on a plane? But we were going to a club meeting at Bapco Toastmasters. Not only was it a club meeting, but it was the election of officers. As I sat in the audience and listened to the speeches and watched the new leaders emerge, it became apparent how passionate the members were, not only about Toastmasters, but about supporting each other within Bapco and Bahrain. I had the honor of meeting DTM Khalid Abdulla as he became the incoming president, and present him with a core value coin, of which we still share that picture. A small gesture has resulted in a lifelong friendship. I also remember the food that you like to have after that. It is apparent that Bahrain Toastmasters meetings have food involved with them. No doubt about that. It was an overall enjoyable experience, something that I talk about constantly as I relive my journeys throughout Toastmasters and the members that I've met. I remember asking if I could wear a traditional Bahraini outfit at the DTAC. And I always ask, just so that I don't offend anybody. And I had no idea how to put the headdress on, none whatsoever. Unfortunately, I had plenty of individuals who were willing to help me. I wore this today to remind each of us of the impact we make on the lives of individuals, even if we're just with them for a very short period of time. Now, I must admit, it took me over an hour to try to get this even close to being right, and that's no joke. And as I was walking down the stairs to get my cup of coffee before coming up, not the same as Arabic coffee, not even close, I was reminded to take short steps and not try to run down the staircase, or I'd be at the bottom of the staircase before my coffee cup would be there. How we interact and what we share with each other is one of the most important things we can do. Toastmaster Amani mentioned it earlier in her presidential address. The vulnerability that we're all in now, living in this 1x2 computer box, seeing into individuals' homes, seeing what they have, how they live. As me being a guest from the United States, being in this environment, you might never invite me into your home. So there's a vulnerability there that we have to be cognizant of when we talk to people, but we have to be willing to let others into our lives as well. Toastmaster Fatema said that the kingdom of Bahrain is a small island in the middle of the Gulf. And it reminded me that it's not the size of the country that's important. It's the size of the heart in its citizens that is. And my time with the individuals in Bahrain has lasted a lifetime so far. And I hope to be able to get back and visit someday. I know that when I gave my keynote speech, I was on the stage with Cheryl Rausch and Lance Miller. And I was nervous. They were two very experienced speakers. I was visiting for the first time and was afraid I was going to fall all over myself. Not to mention that you had your patron in the audience listening to me. Regardless of what we do, regardless of where we live, our speeches, our evaluations, the most important thing that comes out of this is the impact we make on others, on the lives of others. Now, if I was to ask for you to raise your hand and say, how many of you believe you make a positive impact on the members of your club? Many of you would raise your hands, right? How many of you believe that Bapco and Banagas make a positive impact on the citizens of Bahrain? Everyone raise their hand. If I asked you as Toastmasters, do you think you make an impact on the world? A lot less hands would go up. And that's because we're used to being in the club environment, in that get together over the same table, high five, handshakes. Oh, don't give high fives to the laptop. You end up replacing the screen way too much. But we're used to that. In the current environment we're in, the only barrier to us impacting the lives of others around the world is a time zone. There's no jet lag. There's no passports. There's no money out of pocket. And you don't have to try food that you might not want to try because you're eating at home. Each time somebody joins your meeting from outside Bahrain, they learn a little bit about you. They take a little bit of your culture with them. It makes an impact. We are shrinking the globe. Not physically, I don't think we can do that. And liposuction is not going to work on the earth. But we're shrinking it in lessening the distance that we have between each other, lessening the lack of knowledge that we have of each other. It's funny that your theme was about legacy today, because legacy was the speech that I delivered at DTAC. And what I tried to tell everyone in the audience was, legacy is not set by you. Legacy is set by others for you. Because it's how you make them feel. It's how they remember you. That's your legacy. The Toastmasters members of Bahrain, the citizens that I met, will have a legacy in my life that will be unsurpassed by many to come, because of how you made me feel and how you make each other feel. It was an honor to be able to be with you today. Despite the challenges of the pandemic, the opportunities have become greater. Opportunities that we would have never, ever had before. We're going to continue to face challenges. I ask you to just look at it a little differently. If you spend too much time focusing on challenges, you'll miss all the opportunities. Take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way. Presidents Fatema and Amani, I turn the meeting back to whoever's in charge now.
Whoa. DTM Richard, it's an honor to have you here with us and to hear these words from you. It's very soothing, and I'm sure everybody.
Amazing words. Amazing words. Thank you very much, Toastmaster
Thank
Richard.
you. Thank you for being here, and we look forward to welcoming you again here in Bahrain. And we can go karting together. Yeah.
One request.
Mhm.
Can we move Detox to somewhere around the Grand Prix? Because I didn't get to see the Singapore Grand Prix when I was there. I missed the Malaysian Grand Prix, and I haven't gotten to see the Bahraini Grand Prix.
See, DTM Richard, I am the DTAC chairman, and it is our pleasure to invite you officially for the DTAC for Bahrain. It will be 28, 29 May 2021.
Awesome. So thank you, DTM Richard, for these inspiring words. Now, our master of ceremonies for tonight, who will be sailing with us, is a young Toastmaster who, within only few months after joining the club, took on an important role in the XCOM. He's a leader who always comes up with creative ideas, sometimes crazy ideas as well, but he comes up with creative ideas and he turned them into a reality. So be sure to be entertained by him. He's none other than Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmood. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmood, our master of ceremonies for today.
Thank you so much, Madam President. Bapco Management, Banagas Management, fellow Toastmaster, and most esteemed guests, good evening to you all. My name is Sayyid Mahmood Yusuf, and I'll be your MC for the night. A little introduction about myself. I joined Bapco this year in OPD South, specifically LSDP, and immediately joined Bapco Toastmaster Club and became their Sergeant at Arms. Of course, I won't be running this meeting alone. To help me, I need a timer. And the timer for tonight is none other than Toastmaster Husain Khamis. He's a seasoned Toastmaster and a jack of all trades who held many XCOM positions before. His role is to time our speakers and prompt them during their speeches. Our first segment, The Legacy, continues, where we'll be remembering His Royal Highness, Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, will be delivered from Bapco by myself and Sheikh Abdulla bin Khalid Al Khalifa from Banagas. This year's National Day celebration is bittersweet. We have lost one of the founding fathers of modern day Kingdom of Bahrain. His Royal Highness, our beloved Prime Minister, have passed away on Wednesday, November 11th of this year. His Royal Highness was an exceptional leader. He had a spirit guided by honorable thoughts, a mind of a clear vision, and a kind and a caring heart. His Royal Highness had high regards for the people of Bahrain and always ensured that they were supported and taken care of in their time of need. In 1996 at Ras Tanura, His Royal Highness opened the shared Saudi-Bahraini offshore oil field at Was'afa with the Minister of the Saudi's government, Petroleum and Mineral Resources. In 2007, His Royal Highness inaugurated the Low Sulfur Diesel Production Unit, LSDP, and celebrated the 75th anniversary of discovery of oil in Bahrain. In 2011, the Lube Base Oil Project was honored to be officially opened by His Royal Highness. In 2019, the 90 years of Bapco's establishment was marked, and the Bapco Modernization Project foundation stone was laid by both His Royal Highness Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa and the Crown Prince, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness consistently showed a special interest in the evolution of Bapco and provided wise guidance and leadership to the company for more than 60 years. His Royal Highness ensured that the Bahraini nationals were given full opportunities for development while recognizing the contribution which expatriates have made to Bapco. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Now from Banagas, to share a few words about His late Royal Highness. He has been the Toastmaster member since 2012, and he was the chairman of the TTAC Bahrain 2019. Please help me welcome Sheikh Abdulla bin Khalid Al Khalifa.
Our MC, Sayyid Mahmood, management of Bapco, Banagas, dignitaries, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Good evening. It's an honor being a participant in our National Day celebration. The legacy continues. Remembering our late Prime Minister, His Royal Highness, Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa. The loss of His Royal Highness has been a big loss for Bahrain and its people. We have lost a great leader, a father figure, and a mentor. Today, speaking on behalf of Banagas, I would like to share a personal story with His Royal Highness. In 1999, Banagas won His Royal Highness Prime Minister Award for Excellence in Industry. That award promotes support to local industry and encourages further innovation and development in this sector, which was competed in by 63 companies. It was the Prime Minister himself, His Royal Highness Prince Khalifa bin Salman, presented the award during a special ceremony to Banagas Acting General Manager, Mr. Ali Al-Jalahma. That award from His Royal Highness is a pride for all of us in Banagas, which give an evidence that we have a leading role in contributing Bahrain's industrialization and progressing national economy. We are extremely thankful for the role His Royal Highness played to support in the industrial sector in Bahrain. After His Royal Highness loss, we should take his leadership, his father figure, and his mentoring skills and act like him. Act as Prince Khalifa bin Salman to be a part in continuing his legacy. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Sheikh Abdullah, for your words. But now, the legacy continues. Legendary men like His Royal Highness, they don't leave this earth without leaving a legacy of ensuring the continuous rise and the prosperity of our kingdom. His Royal Highness, Crown Prince, Sheikh Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and Prime Minister. Since 2008, under the chairmanship of His Royal Highness, the Bahrain Economic Development Board launched the Bahrain Economic Vision 2030, a comprehensive strategy for the kingdom's economic development, which aims to enhance the standard of living for all Bahraini citizens. The EDB led and coordinated with ministries to compile the first national economic strategy, which served as a roadmap to achieve his vision. And most recently, Team Bahrain is an initiative of His Royal Highness. It is about Bahrain's agile government working together and with the private sector to create a bespoke solutions for investors and entrepreneurs looking to base their activities in the kingdom. The results were on full display at Gateway Gulf Investor Forum in Manama, where projects worth $26 billion were showcased across a range of sectors, including technology, real estate, tourism, housing, and manufacturing. At an international level, His Royal Highness has endorsed himself the IISS Manama Dialogue, which has established itself as one of the key conferences that raises issues related to international peace and security, which contributed to overcome many challenges and promote stability in the region, and thus continue to achieve this sustainable development of their countries. 2020 may have been one of the most difficult years, but the future is bright for Bapco, Banagas, and our kingdom under the guidance of His Majesty King Mohamed bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The legacy continues. Toastmaster International prides itself for being one of the best establishments to develop individuals' educational and leadership goals. In our educational session tonight, we have two speakers, one from each club. Our first speaker is attempting Level 1 Project 2 Evaluation and Feedback of Persuasive Influence Pathway. His goal is to present a speech of any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. He is a process engineer by profession and our Vice President of Public Relations of Bapco Toastmaster Club. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Taqi Abdulla with his speech, The Changeability Decay. The Changeability Decay, Toastmaster Taqi Abdulla.
You can't change nature, son. Know that change is nature. Master of ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, how many doors have you closed in your life? The lines I started with are from my favorite scene in the movie Ratatouille. In the scene, two rats, Remy and his father, are talking about the relationship between rats and the human beings. Now, the son, Remy, he lived all his life in a ceiling, and he had little to no interaction with the humans. And that's why his first thought was, change is possible. And humans might one day love rats for who they really are at their core, not by how they look. The father, on the other hand, he had seen it all. He's a baby boomer. He lived through the world wars, the annihilation of his own kind by humans. Life, as we say, taught him a lesson. And for that, he closed the door. My son, Yusuf, when he was 1.5 years old, I gave him my iPad to color a fire truck. And he colored it purple. And the water coming from the fire hose was white clouds and yellow stars. Brilliant, isn't it? 2 weeks ago, Yusuf, now he's 3 years old, he took the iPad and opened the coloring application, and he saw the same drawing that he colored last year. And his reaction was literally, I need a minute for this. Dad, that's wrong. A fire truck must be red. The water must be blue. I had mixed feelings whether to feel happy that my son is finally learning how the world works, or sad because part of his imagination decayed, and to him now fire truck equals red and water equals blue, and just like Rami's father, my own son closed the door. We are taught since we are kids that we have to make choices, and that our choices lead to one point in the end, one point in the future. When older people asked us, what do you want to be when you grow up? They expected us to answer with one single word: engineer, doctor, pilot. Life becomes like a triangle that starts with a wide range of choices, and then the further we move forward, the less and less choices we believe we have. Taqi, if you select science subjects, you will be stuck with engineering. Taqi, if you go to chemical engineering, the only good place for you when you come back is Bapco. Taqi, if you stay in Bapco for more than 5 years, well, you get the picture. We are taught that with each door we step forward and we step through, we have to close other doors behind us. And with that, our ability to change, our ability to choose decays. Until one day, with so many closed doors behind us, we feel we are trapped in a routine, in a job, in a habit, in an environment that we might not like. Now close your eyes and think again. How many closed doors and how many doors have you closed over the years? Weish, how are you? Wallah, waiting for retirement. We reach a point where there is only one choice, one door in front of us. And in that confinement, we wait for the defining moment that will change our lives, Al-Hirat. We forget that the moments that define us have already happened, and they will already happen again. We forget that the keys to change are in our hands. The key to all the doors we closed because life taught us a lesson, because of our position, because we had to choose, because of priorities, because is in our hands. I realized this in 2020, and I decided to open all the doors and the windows that I closed over the years. And so far, it is hard. And I know I might fail, but they say, ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail again, fail better. Now, one more time, close your eyes and think about your closed doors, the new skills you wanted to learn, the languages you wanted to speak, the projects that are on hold, the sports, the challenges, all of it. Now imagine, all these doors are open. How satisfying can that be? And remember, change is nature. Open your eyes and let me ask you one last time, how many closed doors are you going to open? And back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Taqi, for those inspiring words. You inspire change in all of us, and I hope this speech was an inspiration for everyone listening to it to start change within their own life. Now, our second speaker is attempting level 1, project 1, the icebreaker for the presentation mastery pathway. His goal is to introduce himself to the club and learn the basics of public speech. He's a seasoned Toastmaster who just finished his competent communicator manual and swiftly started a new path and further to develop his skills. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Taha Al-Ali with his speech, Your Coffee. Your Coffee, Toastmaster Taha Al-Ali.
Master of Ceremony, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, good evening. Recently, I had an opportunity to be in a date. I went on a date with myself. So I took myself somewhere nice and went to a nice coffee shop. I ordered my usual cappuccino, 4 spoons of sugar, sat down on a bench, took my phone, and started surfing the internet. I was entertaining myself, and believe me, I love my self dates. It's the best. So while I'm surfing on the internet, my eye caught a quote by the famous actor Jackie Chan. It was a random quote, but it had a deep impact at the time. And the quote was simply, coffee is a language in itself. The quote was, coffee is a language in itself. And just when I finished reading the quote, I searched around the coffee shop, seeing other people sniffing their mugs. I literally communicated with their mugs. I saw a student who was devastated. He looked like doing some project. And I heard his double shot espresso say, what a stressful date. And on the other hand, on a corner, I saw 2 lovely couples. They were sitting, enjoying their time, having the same creamy latte on top of I don't know what, but I could swear that I heard those mugs quoting the famous quote, Walt Whiteman. I even heard one of the cup saying, do anything, but make sure it's produce joy. So I know that they are having a enjoyable date. And I was searching around, sniffing other people's. I saw a normal average day cafe latte. And I saw that sadness on one black coffee. And I saw that crazy mumbo jumbo, I don't know, pumpkin something coffee with another guy. So I realized that each and every individual on that coffee shop had a different type of day, a different type of coffee. And while I was exploring, I found myself sitting on my bench with a cold cappuccino. And I realized that I lost a wonderful day sniffing around other people's life. I understand that we don't appreciate so many wonderful days that we have in our lives because we go and see other people's businesses. I realized that I had those sad black coffee days, which I needed because I was stressed and I need those coffee to keep me focused doing what I'm doing. Maybe I was writing a Toastmaster speech, I don't know, or preparing myself for an exam, but at that particular time, I needed that black coffee. And I know I would not have my cappuccino every day because I can't. Because these cappuccinos are meant to be occasions. I would like to have my Arabic coffee with my traditional friends and family from time to time. I realized that as coffee has different varieties, different flavors, and different qualities, so are days of our lives. We could have a bad day, a nice day, an enjoyable day. But at the end, we'll have to enjoy it. Fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, each and every one of you have a life. Treat those days, as coffee mugs. Try to find the silver lining of each bad day. Try to enjoy each of the coffee that you have. And at the end, please enjoy your coffee. Master of Ceremony, back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Taha. I'm in awe. I didn't think that speech was going the way it went, but I'm in shock. I hope my pumpkin spice latte doesn't say a lot about me. I only drink it once per season, so hopefully it doesn't say much. And now for our most awaited moment, our final session of the night. Our own distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdulla is hosting an interactive session with our audience tonight. He is District 20 Club Growth Director for the term 2020-2021, Immediate Past President, Division B Director, President of Bahrain Advanced Toastmaster Club, Immediate Past President of Bapco Toastmaster Club, Immediate Past President of St. Paul Toastmaster Club. How many things can this man do? But let's goes on. Secretary of Active Mind Toastmaster Club. His purpose in life is to lead his kids by a good example of a father that they should follow. And that's why he is in Toastmaster. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdulla.
Wow, what a welcome. First from the master of ceremony, then from the DJ. What one would want to wish a welcome like, so I felt like I'm getting into my wedding or something, I don't know. Well, Bapco Management, Banagas Management, IP, DTM Richard, Immediate Past Region 11 Advisor, DTM Ali Shahbaz, saw him somewhere around, and District 20 Director, DTM Mohamed Saleem, and all of the Toastmasters of Bapco, Banagas, esteemed guests, good evening to one and all. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And okay, I can see even our PQD is here, DTM Alifi Lakdawala. Wow, so many dignitaries, which makes it a little bit over the heat, but that's fine. I think I can manage. And DTM Richard, yes, this is the coin that you gave me. I still have it sealed. I haven't even opened it, so it's still here with me. So it's not just you. Whatever you brought for us as well to this club stays behind you when you left. Great, so that's the session where we test our knowledge. Interactive activity, small quiz that would test our oil and gas knowledge. And there would be some flavor of course of Bapco, some flavor of Banagas, but there are general questions, general topics. So it would test your ability of whatever you know about oil and gas. And of course, for management, you have a bonus, so it's 10%. So when you enter your name, no, just kidding. So everyone is equal here. And just to recognize that, of course, some of the questions were taken from Toastmaster Amani, and the whole lot was prepared by our Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Mohamed, who could not make it because he had to change his shift. So if you like what you see, credit goes to me. If you don't like, well, you know what to blame. You know who to blame, Toastmaster Mohamed and Toastmaster Amani. I apologize for that. Without further ado, let's jump into the questions. Let me share my screen. Great. So to be able to participate in the quiz, all you need to do is just to go to joinmyquiz.com. And then you can enter the code on the top. So it's 597621. Take your time, but don't take too long. There we go. We have TM. I don't know who is this, but I'm sure you are TM. Joinmyquiz.com. If there is anything I can help you with, please let me know. Bravo, Toastmaster Haifa is here. Oh, DTM Alifia. She's chasing me even here. Buali, I don't know who's Buali, but could be Arban, could be. Oh, okay, many are coming here. Many are coming. Maruti is here as well. Nice to have you, Maruti. Brahma. Okay, all of the TSDs following each other. Muhammad Na'ma.
TSD for the win.
Sheikh Abdulla. We've got 12 participants. We have, okay. Ebrahim Talib is here as well. Abdulla Hijazi, Walid. Ahmed Adil.
They say the bus has arrived. The bus has arrived.
Yes, yeah, they come by bus usually, yeah. I haven't yet seen DTM Richard. Salah, okay, fine. But I still don't see you. I can hear you. DTM Richard, do you want to test your oil and gas knowledge?
No, I'll pass on this one, thank you. I know it goes into the motor on my race car. That's all I know.
Great, Habib, Toastmaster Habib is here. We have, I think, around 41 participants, 41 in here, and we are going halfway. So I'll give it another 1 to 2 minutes. If we don't have more, then we will just jump into the quiz because of the time.
So you saw my name, DTM Khalid? I don't know.
I can hear you, but I can't see your name. Unless I missed it.
I saw a 25 participant and my name was
yes, Salah is there. Okay.
Finally.
مغصوب يعني انه نسيت اسمي. Okay, Salah, Toastmaster Salah. Guys, everyone, watch out. Oh, we have our DD here. Getting closer. PQD is participating. DD is participating. And I don't know who's... okay, Hafid. Could be Hafid Al-Qassab. HA, yeah. Got it.
I will need a partner in crime to participate. Zero knowledge.
You have DD.
Okay.
Great. 27 participants. I think I can be as greedy as I can, but HK, Great. So we'll give it another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. No pressure. Whoever is joining, no pressure. But I think we have to start. There we go. So there would be questions, and the result would be based on answering the correct question, but not only that, it also depends on the speed of answering the question. So you have to be quick. If you know the answer, just be quick. And you would be able to see it from your own device. So don't rely on the screen in front. This is just my advice. Don't rely on the screen in here. Rely on the device that you are logging in from, so you can pick the right answer quickly. So there we go. When was Bapco formed? That's the first question. Is it 1928, 29, 30, or 31? Time is ticking, time is ticking. Hurry up. Time is up. Wow, and we have TM on top. So the right answer is 1929. That's the right answer. That's when Bapco formed. Great. So there would be still more questions for everyone to catch up. So let's go to the next question. When was Banagas founded? Is it 1973, 76, 79, or 82? Time is ticking. We have 2 more to answer, but 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. And wow, Toastmaster Salah is on top. Must be something wrong here, but that's okay. So the right answer is 1979.
Yes!
Great, Toastmaster Salah. Let's see whether you can maintain your position for the next question. When was oil discovered in Bahrain? I think that should be easy. Is it 1930, 1931, 32, or 33? Time is ticking. Seven, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time is up. Great. Let's see the leader board. And TM takes his place on top of Salah, and the right answer is 1931. Wow, so many answered 19 for 32, but that's fine. You can still get the right answer in the next question. Let's move on to the next question. Which company was the founder of Bapco? Is it Standard Oil, Company of California, of London, of Texas, or of Virginia? Time is ticking. That was a little bit tricky, I think. So let's look at the leaders. And TM is still on top. It's California. Standard Oil Company of California is the right answer. Great. So let's look at the next question. The first ever shipment of Bahrain crude oil was exported to UK, US, France, or Japan. Time is up. Let's look at the leaderboard. TM is still on top. Wow, followed by Sheikh Abdulla. The right answer is Japan. Japan is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. When did Bahrain become a member of the World Health Organization? That's remembering the COVID, the current COVID, and where are we going with that? Is it 71, 72, 73, or 74? I'm sure Dr. Said Raza would be able to answer this. And Dr. Alifia could be. Time is up. Looking at the leaders now. Is TM still on top? No, Sheikh Khalifa, Sheikh Abdullah Al Khalifa is jumping. And the right answer is 71. So let's move on to the next question. Where is Al Hassan? Well, that's tricky because the image is small. Let me enlarge it. Yeah, is it the white circle, green, red, or the blue? Time is up. Let's look at the leader. Sheikh Abdullah is still on top. Great, well done. So it's the red circle. Yeah, it's a bit tough, but yeah, that's the question. So let's move on to the next question. What was the name of the first gas station in Bahrain? Is it Bahrain gas station, Yatim gas station, Adari gas station, Saleem gas station? Whoever put Saleem there. Time is up. Let's look at the leaders. Sheikh Abdullah, Mr. Ebrahim Talib is jumping and coming back. So it's Yatim gas station. Yatim gas station is the first station in Bahrain. Let's move on to the next question. We are right in the middle. What was the population of Bahrain in 1971? I wouldn't even be able to read the numbers. That's a tricky one. That's a tough one. Five, four, three, and time is up. Let's look at the leaders. TM takes his usual position. So it's the third option, 215,947. That's the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. Banagas has received a Merit Award trophy in recognition of the company's leading role within GCC industrial sector in the succession and indigenization of its workforce in year. Which year? 2003, 2004, 2005, or 6? Now is the time for Banagas Toastmasters members to jump in. And time is up. Let's look at the leaderboard. Nothing, no change, but Toastmaster Amani Salah is coming on top. And it's 2004, so the right answer is 2004. Next question. Okay, the image up above is the satellite map. View of Nasan, Durrat al-Bahrain, Marasi Beach, Muramaj Island. Get a little bit bigger. So where is this? Time is up. Let's look at the leaders board. Sheikh Abdulla is jumping back on top. The right answer, of course, is Durrat al-Bahrain. Next question. Banagas operates LPG plant facilities to recover propane, butane, and
Change the question.
This is for Banagas to come back now. Banagas members. Well, Sheikh Abdulla is already on top. Time is up. And Sheikh Abdulla is still there. Toastmaster Al-Fish and Toastmaster Amani is also approaching. And Toastmaster Salah is about to leave the leaderboard. It is Nafsa. Next question. What is the height of Tree of Life? 26 feet, 32, 38, 44.
غششنا ابو عبد الله غششنا.
I honestly don't remember even the question, the answer. Some of the questions are really tricky. Let's look at the leaderboard. Okay, still top 6, still the same. Few changes. It's 32 feet. That's the answer. Great. We have, I think, 5 more questions. Banagas has been awarded the Gold Medal Award Occupational Safety in Oil and Gas Industry from RUSPA in year 91, 92, 93,
96.
or 94. Now we know that Toastmaster Salah will get out of the leaderboard now. Time is up. And looking at the leaderboard, Toastmaster Amani is jumping forward. So it's the first answer, 1991. Let's move on to the next question. When did Bapco become fully owned by the government of Bahrain? Is it 82, 87, 92, or 97? Now's the chance for Bapco members to come back. DTM Salah, your chance.
It's easy.
Let's look at the leaderboard. Nothing changed. Sheikh Abdullah is still there, hanging on. So it's 97. 97 is the right answer. 3 more questions to separate the winner from whoever is trying to catch up. Which year was the weekend in Bahrain changed from Thursday, Friday to Friday, Saturday? I still honestly call it Friday, Saturday. 2004, 5, 6, or 7? Time is ticking, time is ticking. Should be an easy answer. Should be easy. Time is up. Let's look at the leaderboard. Wow, TM and Mr. Ebrahim Talib is also coming up. So it's 2006. That's the answer. 2 more questions. Yeah, total 18. 2 more questions. So let's go to the next question. If there was a straight road connecting Bahrain from south to north, how long will it take to reach its finish line driving at 100 km/h? Is it almost 15 minutes, almost 30 minutes, almost 45 minutes, or 60 minutes? That question was put by an engineer.
So, which is south and which is north, the DTM Khalid?
Doesn't matter, I think. You lost this, I feel. Time is up. So let's look at the leaderboard. Toastmaster Alfish. See, that's an engineer question. So it's 30 minutes. The final question, which would separate the top 3 from the rest. Let's look at the final question. The official opening of Banagas gas plant CGP3 project in 2019 was during the month of January, February, March, or April?
November.
That's for Banagas to jump in, I feel. Banagas members. 7, 6, 5, 4. Time is running. Time is up. Let's look at the leaderboard for way to go. Toastmaster, and it's April. So it's the month of April. And the quiz, yes, please. So let's look at the top 3 winners.
The top 6 winners.
So 3rd place is Sheikh Abdullah, 2nd place is Toastmaster Alfish, and the 1st place is Toastmaster who I still don't know who was
Toastmaster Taqi Mohamed.
It's me.
Always Toastmaster Taqi.
Toastmaster Taqi Mohamed.
Disqualify him. Well done for the winners. I hope that you enjoyed the quiz. If you enjoyed it, thanks to me. If you don't enjoy it, of course, you know who to blame. And
thank you, thank you.
Over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Even in exam, we will not face this type of questions.
Thank you so much, DTM Khalid, for this interactive session. You were one of the best game hosts ever, and hopefully our audience had fun and learned about Bapco, Banagas, and Bahrain. Now that our sessions is at an end, I give the mic back to our Madam President, Toastmaster Fatema. Toastmaster Fatema, you have the mic.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmood. I will be my own DJ. All right, thank you. Before we conclude, we cannot leave this meeting and we cannot conclude without hearing, see, as corporate clubs, our backbone are the management who are supporting us. And this is why we cannot end this meeting without hearing a few words from our management who has been supporting us over the past 13 years since the inception of this club. It is an honor to always have him around. He always speaks from the heart, and every time he speaks, we listen with our own hearts, eyes, bodies, and please help me welcome our Deputy Chief Executives to share a few words. Mr. Ebrahim Talib, the floor is yours. I think you're muted.
Know that you're muted is the quote of 2020, right? It is by far the quote of 2020. You are muted.
Yes.
Toastmaster International President, Mr. Richard Peck, Madam Presidents from Bapco and Banagas, Bapco and Banagas Toastmaster Club officials, Bapco family, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Really, coming in after royalty in public speaking should be very uncomfortable to come right at the end after royalty in terms of public speaking, because it should feel like a third grader, in my case, coming in. However, it's absolutely the opposite. And the reason is it has always been and will continue to be an honor, a pleasure, and an absolute delight to be a part of this fine group of professionals, friends, and family members, the Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it's always a pleasure, but this time is even an added pleasure. And Richard, let me just say that honestly, and I'm not exaggerating, you were the Ghutra better than any expat that I've seen. So well done. You've done it well, and this shows respect to all of us. Greatly appreciated, sir. I'm especially delighted this time to be invited as well as toward the theme of this celebration. It is celebration of the National Day and the accession of His Majesty King Mohamed bin Salman Al Khalifa to the throne. Joyous event. This year, as been said, is bittersweet, as we remember a true great leader, the builder of modern Bahrain as we know it. His Royal Highness, the Prince Sheikh Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, former Prime Minister. May God rest his soul in peace. Allah yarhamah ghamad ruh al-Jannah. Ya Rab. But it's also going forward and looking at the present and looking at the future, and we celebrate our National Day celebrations as well, looking at the future with His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Sheikh Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. He is the future of our beloved kingdom. So thank you, team. You've really done justice to both. So the theme, when we talk about the National Day and the patriotism, what is it really? We ask ourselves, what is patriotism? How does it feel to be a national? I can tell you what it's not. Patriotism is not short, frenzied outbursts of emotion. We all love raising the flags. I love this. We all adore the fireworks. We love listening to the national song. All of this. But patriotism, being حب الوطن, is the tranquil and steady dedication of a lifetime. It's not what you do at the National Day. It's what you do at each and every day, thinking about everything that we do. Again, to give the examples about patriotism, we look at our leaders, because our leader walk the talk. They lead by example. And I give an example of His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince there, who rolled his sleeve, metaphorically, by leading personally the task force to combat COVID-19. And as you have seen, as the world have seen, Bahrain has and continues to be at the forefront when it comes to world-class performance and precautions being measured and looking to the best of all citizens and residents alike, providing the best and absolute top quality medical care timely, while actually being measured. We continued business. Our airport never shut down. Our big project at the south of the refinery never stopped. Life went on, and people got the best health care anybody. So His Royal Highness metaphorically rolled his sleeve. But again, he actually literally rolled his sleeve again. To walk the talk and lead by example, to be part of the vaccine trials that were conducted. And this is how leaders should project themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a bright future for our beloved kingdom. When we talk about patriotism, also look at the health workers who played a marvelous role in keeping Bahrain safe. We've had our fair share as well of losses, but we certainly did much better than a lot of places. And as I said, world class. Why? Because those heroes, the healthcare worker, were at the forefront, putting themselves at risk day in, day out for our benefit. Thank you for your patriotism. Thank you for being a Bahraini. Thank you for celebrating National Day. Another example is what I can take is really the unknown soldiers who've been working without looking for recognition throughout the different segments of the society. A lot has happened. There's been a lot of hardship, even though the government relief packages unprecedented anywhere in the world. But they a lot of it. Another translation of being a patriot are the people, as I said, working in the south of the refinery, working on a multi-billion-dollar project that never stopped working, along with 9,000 contractors. Again, translating patriotism is each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, which I know for sure, either working at your sites or working remotely. You have gone beyond the call of duty. I just can't recall the sacrifice that I've seen and the innovation that I have just seen flowering. We have achieved, trust me when I tell you, one of the best performances in Bapco. In our history, quite frankly, when you look at HSE, when we look at our financial performance in terms of really controlling budget while taking care of our in a market that's been absolutely disastrous. We have done relatively well compared to any standard. Certainly, we continue to be in very difficult position as any other facility in the world. But really through the heroes, you who have helped and gone beyond the call of duty, you have made this a much better organization. And this is not going to be only for the period of COVID. This actually will be for years to come. So thank each and every one of you. Bahrain deserves it. You don't have to be Bahraini to be a patriot of Bahrain. I've seen our colleagues from all nationalities displaying Bahraini patriotism like I've never seen anybody do that. By taking care of the younger generation, by taking care of the resources of Bahrain, wholeheartedly. Bahrainis, all non-Bahrainis, we thank you for all of this. Bahrain deserves it. Again, Bapco Toastmaster Club, Banagas Toastmaster Club, thank you very much indeed for arranging this. This is really a joyous event, and we're very thankful. DTM, Richard Peck, greatly appreciate your presence. And we wish to see you in person soon. And you're welcome at any time. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you good night. Thank you.
It is always hard to speak after a stunning, heartfelt words. So for me, I do not know how to continue on what you have just said, Mr. Ebrahim, Talib. Thank you for sharing these words. That personally, that gave me a boost to translate my patriotism, to work even harder to make sure that I am benefiting Bahrain not only by holding a flag or celebrating, but rather doing the work. And I'm sure all of us have felt that. So thank you for giving us that boost and for being among us here tonight. And we thank you for your continuous support to our club. We appreciate it. Among us here in the audience are distinguished Toastmasters who are leaders in our region. And I can see that we have District 20 Director, DTM Mohamed Saleem. DTM Mohamed Saleem would like to ask if you would like to share a few words before we adjourn this meeting.
Sure, Madam President, thank you very much for having me here. And as you really mentioned, it's very difficult to speak after Deputy Chief Executive Engineer, Mr. Ebrahim Talib, actually, because I have seen him in most of the occasions, he would say that, very humbly would say that I'm not a Toastmaster, but he is the one who always steals the limelight. So thank you very much for the words of wisdom you have shared, sir. So first of all, let me acknowledge the presence of the Bapco Executive Management and Banagas Executive Management who have been supporting Toastmasters throughout, actually. And I would like to acknowledge the presence of our International President, Richard Peck. And we do have other dignitaries, I don't want to name them. Thank you very much for being here, actually. Now, Bapco and Banagas have been supporting the national economy at the same time, have been supported throughout the Toastmasters, actually. All the time, whenever we have any celebrity, any international guest from Toastmasters International, the first thing we get a permission to visit Bapco, and it has been there. For the first time I had visited Bapco to the plant, it was in 2011 when Mr. Husain Ansari was one of the general managers over there. So since then, I have been visiting Bapco very often, actually, and they've been supporting it, not just in terms of finance. Apart from that, it is the CSR activity, the legacy they leave behind is remarkable, actually, because I have been inspired with their Injas program. That is where I did coin my own program called VAT, which is Value Added Toastmasters. How do you give back to this society? Is through the Speechcraft and the Youth Leadership Program. I emphasize this in every meeting I have about these two elements of Speechcraft and YLP, and I have seen practically that Bapco has been adopting this throughout, actually. I would like to really thank. In terms of Banagas, we would like to thank Sheikh Abdulla, who has been a strong supporter of Toastmasters activity. No matter what, at any time we knock his door, he would really help us out, actually. This is where really we get back from both the corporates, huge corporates from Bahrain. We really thank you all for supporting Toastmasters activity. It is not just the end. You have been grooming the youngsters, you have been grooming the nationals. We could see today Toastmaster Fatema, we have Toastmaster Khalid Abdulla reaching to the position of Club Growth Director. We do have many other Toastmasters who are nationals. Last year, we really coined a term, the vision for our district, which is to groom the nationals and the youngsters, actually, because as expats, we might leave the country at one point of time, but we need to really leave a legacy with the safe hands, actually. When DTM Khalid Abdulla becomes the district director, I would be very happy. Even if I'm back in India, I would be very happy that we left a wonderful legacy, and we would like to continue to see that, actually. So once again, thank you to Bapco Toastmasters and Banagas for continuous support, actually, and we look forward for the support, not in terms of finance, actually. We are not here to ask only for sponsorship, actually. Please don't mistake us, actually. The programs which you have been conducting, which you have been doing for the youngsters through Toastmasters, through communication is remarkable. I would like to really once again thank you all. So look forward to visit once again Bapco. It was last year I did visit Bapco, and it's been a year I haven't been there. So I really look forward to attend one of the physical meetings and share moments with you all. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fatima and Banagas President, for inviting me here. It is much delight for me, actually. Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you very much, our District Director, DTM Mohamed Saleem, for your words. Among us as well is someone whom every time you hear him speak, you would be surprised. How many dress speeches does he have? How many ideas does he share? Every time you meet him, he has something new to share and something new to say. He is none other than the immediate past Region 11 advisor, DTM Ali Shahbaz. DTM Ali Shahbaz, if you would like to say a few words.
Madam President, Toastmaster Fatema from Bapco and President Amani from Banagas, our international President Richard Peck, our Bapco Executive Committee represented by Mr. Ebrahim, Club Growth Director from Bapco, who is good old friend Khalid Abdulla, and of course our District Director, whom I can still see on the list, DT Mohamed Saleem, fellow Toastmasters, friends. I'll just switch on my camera. It's impromptu and I'm sitting in my car. So sorry about that, but it's all safe. I'm parked. Don't take me as an example. Mr. President Richard Peck, today the club which you are visiting, Bapco and Banagas, let me tell you something. These friends of ours who are in both these clubs are very humble. And I'm going to tell you what you already realize by now. What you see in Bahrain since the mission has started, not from 1964, but going back to 1950s, where the first club started in Bahrain in the Middle East. And Bahrain is known as the mother of all Toastmasters clubs in the Middle East. It was done by, at that time, oil and gas company, of course, probably not named as Bapco, but somehow indirectly connected with Bapco. And then came Saudi Aramco as well. Since then till today, our friends from Bapco and Banagas have been directly involved in the growth of Toastmasters in Bahrain. Not just by sponsoring our district conferences, division conferences, area contests, no, but having that positive attitude to help us grow together. Now, whenever we go and tell other corporates, why don't you start a club? They do ask us at times, do you have a club? Do you have other examples of corporate clubs? The first name which comes out is Bapco, followed by Banagas, GPIC, and few others more. And here is where they say, wow, Bapco has a Toastmasters club. So there is a high chance they accept the deal and start a corporate club. I remember in 2006, I did the first youth leadership program for Bapco Toastmasters. And those were the days when it was kind of a new concept, youth leadership program, of course, with DTM Saleem on my side. It went great. So they are not just inculcating the program to the staff, but also to the children of the staff, friends, families. So this is few examples where Bapco and Banagas has always helped us grow as good leaders and communicators in Bahrain. And this reflects throughout the Middle East, especially the GCC. Our friends in Bapco and Banagas, your contribution, we salute you for it, for what you all are doing. We can see great leaders coming out from both the clubs. As the district director said, we have Yasser, who is the DTEC chair from Banagas. We had the previous DTEC chair, Sheikh Abdulla. We have the club growth, DTM Khalid. So this is not stopping here. We are surely going to see more and more communicators and leaders coming out from both clubs. Great friends like Irfan, Uthman, Fatema coming out to be district champions. So there is a lot of responsibility and there is a lot of expectations. So I challenge all of you, my friends, you have raised the bar always. Now we want to see the bar even raising higher and higher. So if you are going to accept that challenge, great. And in the years to come, for sure, we look our two clubs here flying much higher in the GCC. Thanks a lot for all what you're doing for us. Over to you, Madam President.
Thank you. Thank you very much, DTM Ali Shahbaz. I said it earlier, he always, whenever he speaks, he has something powerful to say. So thank you, DTM Ali Shahbaz. In fact, our our slogan or our theme for this term is challenge accepted, because we did know that this term is going to be challenging, and we do accept that challenge. And I'm sure Banagas Toastmasters Club does as well. Now, this meeting is a joint meeting. It was a pleasure having not only our club members, our families, our management here, but Banagas Toastmasters Club with us. They're a corporate club in the same area. When we invited them, they accepted it and they hopped on, and we made this a reality. So we'd like to thank Banagas Toastmasters Club for coming on board and making it a beautiful joint meeting. And with this, I would like to hand it to Toastmaster Amani, Madam President of Banagas Toastmasters Club. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fatema. On behalf of the club and all the members, please allow me to take this opportunity to thank every single one for their hard work and dedication on making this virtual meeting a successful one. I would like also to thank Bapco's management and our brothers and sisters from Bapco's Toastmaster Club for inviting us to be part of the National Day celebration and pulling off this amazing meeting. We have enjoyed our time very, very much. And this was a meeting of the two corporate strong clubs from the same area, same industry, but behind the scenes. And of course, I would like to thank our dear management, Banagas management, for investing, supporting and encouraging our club, and most of all, believing in Toastmasters and believing in us. Thank you, everyone, each and every one of you. It's been an amazing evening. Stay safe. And can I call the meeting now to adjourn, or?
Yes, you can call your meeting to adjourn. I'll call my meeting to adjourn.
Sure.
I'm gonna take a photo.
I call meeting number 114 of Banagas Toastmasters Club adjourned.
And I call meeting number 328 of Bapco Toastmasters Club adjourned. Bling! Now we're gonna take a group photo before everybody leaves. So we're gonna play on some music, take a group photo, so please prepare yourself. Do we have everybody? Everybody is ready for the photo?
Born ready.
Born ready. All right, VPPR, Toastmaster Taqi, are you taking the pictures? Everybody looks good?
Yes, I am. Everyone smile. More, I have 2 pages here.